Hunting predators, it's challenging. To be successful, you have to outsmart them. In the hunt, it's fast-paced and fast action. It's why we live to be fur takers.
Prime coyote habitat comes in many forms. In Northern California, this means grape vineyards and olive orchards. Like it or not, these vine rows offer coyotes easy access to rabbits, rodents, and cover. Everything they need to thrive. Today, their population is booming and causing local farmers thousands in damage.
These coyotes are making one heck of a good living in these vineyards. From the rabbits to the mice to the birds, there is an abundance of wildlife like I have never seen in any other ecosystem. These coyotes are fat and happy. If I was a coyote, I want to be here in California because the weather's nice all the time and there's tons of food. I mean, just look at this behind me. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful place to live, and these coyotes are making a living here.
The coyotes go through the drip lines, and they don't just pick one spot. They'll go through the whole orchard and just chew. They'll drag sections out and just basically cause them all kinds of heck. They do a ton of damage.
I mean, we just went through and replaced quite a bit of our drip line, and within a month, everything that we had placed had been chewed up.
We're in Northern California, and it's the end of February. Coyotes breed in the middle of February, so you know it's the tail end. It's the kind of the post rut, if you will, and it's going to be a challenge. These coyotes they should all be in their pairs. They should have their core home areas staked out, and we're going to come down here and help some of these farmers that have the vineyards, the orchards. We're going to try and extract some of these coyotes from their home territories. You know, this time of year, we're going to get in the coyote's face. We're going to play some of these coyote vocalizations off these Foxpros and really try and antagonize these coyotes into coming and taking a look at us.
Right now, you know, it's mating season, and so we do not only the distress sounds, we also do vocalization. You know, we play that coyote pup distress #3. Coyote pair is really good. For the distress sounds, lightning jack is my favorite for that.
We set up on the edge of the vineyard. We got the cattle working for us. Lo and behold, I see a coyote way out there. There's a coyote right there in front of us. Just let him come. Hang on, let him come. Let him come. Let him come. Here he comes. Look at him up. He's chewing us. Woo! 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 Another coyote. Look at him, he's jumping. Woo! I'm gonna take you. Double. The first male come up there, and Garvin made a good shot on him, and then I looked way out across the field, and here comes this second male, and I didn't know he was a male at the time, but man, when you see a coyote coming in, barking and jumping off his back legs to get higher and just make himself look bigger, you know, I've never seen a coyote come off his feet barking at me like that before.
Great
Love it, partner. And you know, that farmer has got to be thankful.
Well, he's not going to eat any more calves, that's for sure.
Yeah. Nice. Let's do it again. Look at that. Big old pretty dogs. First stand up. Hell yes. The coyotes are living right in the middle of these vineyards. You wouldn't think it. It doesn't look like a place a coyote's going to live. I mean, when Garvin said, we're going to go into this vineyard and call a coyote out of it, I'm like, yeah, right. And then you get in there and 5 run you over. It's like, you got to be kidding me. And then you see the rabbits and the mice and the hawks are constantly around these vineyards, and everything's making a living out of these vineyards.
Of course, where there's mice and rabbits, there's coyotes. It was unusual for me also. I mean, we usually head to the desert, head to the open ground. When I first started hunting coyotes in California, I had no idea that they were in the vineyards and the orchards until I got that first call.
The idea is to get within proximity. You got to get close enough for them to hear you. And then you've got to get that coyote into an opening that you can actually take a shot at it.
I expect it to happen quick in the vineyard because you have no other choice. I mean, it's thick. They'll show themselves to see what's going on. Especially with the pup distress, that coyote pup distress 3. I mean, they'll come out, look, see what's going on, and that's your opportunity.
Got him. He's got to go right. Got him. I'm on him. Can't see him now. I'm on him.
It was thick, it was tough.
Got him. I'm on him.
In fact, cameraman called me off a couple of times where he didn't have it, then I had it, then I had it, and he didn't have it.
I got him. Got him. I'm on him. But not now. How about now? You got him. Yep. Got him.
Finally, we both, okay, we got it.
Got him. Yep.
And threaded it through, and luckily we got it.
Shot him in the head.
Look at that.
Probably a female, yeah, female.
The hide damage isn't too bad. We can live with that.
Looking through that night force scope was nice, because I mean, it looked pretty open, but I knew it wasn't, so.
Good little female.
When calling out the vineyards, since they're so thick, you've got to have yourself an opening to pull them out to. So strategically placing the caller to where they'll come to the call, but yet show themselves is paramount.
Your sound is covering that mile and a half, so we're trying to cover at least another mile between sets. So we would physically drive right through roads, thoroughfares, through the vineyards, through the orchards, and get to our next stand.
Yeah, it's just a great stand. We're gonna walk down to the end of this, and then we got cattle out there in front of us, just a lot working for us. So we're gonna go see if we can get a coyote.
So many times we don't get to experience that. So when you finally get a coyote coming across that wide open, and you know it's time, you know it's on. The game is, this is the way the game's supposed to be played.
As soon as you bark, he just like, whoo. You're standing out there like a bump on a log, brother. He looks over at you and sees you and runs. Well, I mean, we're closer than most brothers, so he'd think something's wrong if I didn't give him a bad time.
I barked, he bailed, I missed him running. Your gun broke.
I couldn't get on him. Why should I, throw lead at nothing too, like you?
You can't kill them if you don't pull the trigger.
The Predator Profiles with Brent Woods.
You know, a lot of hunters call or write us about harvesting coyotes that were missing some hair, maybe a little bit off the end of the tail or off 95% of their body. The most likely cause is sarcoptic mange, a big word for a little small mite. These mites get on coyotes by the thousands and cause skin irritation. They can either cause the hair to fall out or the coyote scratching that irritation will actually paw the hair out. Now this can be a real problem. In the summertime, they'll probably survive it, but in the winter, walking around in real cold parts of their range with no fur coat means you're gonna freeze to death just like you and I would. Another problem is coyotes could cross-contaminate with red foxes. If the fox has the mange, the coyote might get the mange if they're in the same den. Not at the same time, of course, but coyotes are very opportunistic and they will take over dens used by past coyotes or existing red foxes. Sarcoptic mange is a huge problem among coyote populations, and if you harvest one that has it, it's probably best to bury that coyote so you don't spread it to other coyotes. I'm Grant Woods, and that's your Predator Profile.
It's no secret that early morning can be a dynamite time to call coyotes. Al and Garv shake the dust from an evening miss and take another call from Miguel, a local vineyard rancher with extreme coyote problems.
You take advantage of those coyote vocals. You know, they still got to eat, but we're taking advantage of their territorial nature. If you can get in there and make some good coyote vocalizations on that Foxpro, you're going to get coyotes to come take a look at you.
Nice shot, Garv. Where's the other one?
Good sized female. Well, 1 out of 2 ain't bad.
No, nice job.
You think you can make every one, but you miss more than you make. And so when you actually do make one, it gives you a lot of satisfaction, and all the practicing that you do, that, it does come full circle, and you do make a couple of those shots.
We did this guy a favor by taking this female out. She's not going to have pups in this vineyard and not going to be chewing on this guy's stuff.
For the farmers that run this property, this coyote problem is just that, a problem.
Basically what they do every night is they come along and there's a couple of them that come in and they chew the lines up in the sprinkler systems. It's a line that runs from one end to another end. If they come in and break it in the middle, those trees will die. There's no way for them to get water so they can survive. So we gotta be on the lines every morning, run out every line to see what's been done.
Okay, let's do it. Yeah, there's some fur for you. Look at that.
Woo! Woo! Oh!
Yeah.
Did you notice he come right through the green gate? He knew right where to go.
I mean, he was coming from those pools back there, and we saw him like, look, God, he just, not even a minute.
You ever seen anything like that?
Never. Never.
They're calling you to help them out, and so to actually achieve the goal and show them, they're ecstatic. They can actually see, something from the phone call to come together and help them solve their problem.
80's last drip line, 80's last rabbit. We're good.
Foxpro's Al Morris and Garvin Young have taken the call to eliminate problem coyotes from California Vineyards. They are proof that after 15 years of hunting together and 3 world coyote calling titles, there is still no guarantees in the hunting world.
Just let him stop.
We went to high school together, played in the band, played trumpet together, and teamed up in 1997, won our first World Coyote Calling Championship. Thought we could do it every year. Took us 11 years to win it again. We won it in 2007, then backed it in 2008. So we're the only 3-time World Coyote Calling champions, me and Garvin Young.
Al runs every show. If we don't do it Al's way, it's no way.
This has all been about you, partner.
I want you to pick up your slack.
I gave you the best rifle. I gave you the best ammunition. You've got the Night Force scope. I basically handed you this whole trip.
And I have picked up the ball and carried it.
That's all you need right there. Fury.
Every vineyard and every orchard has coyotes.
Got a little highway right here. Look at this.
I don't know how many, but when we'll walk them, the tracks are unreal.
That's where the coyotes are living. That's their core home area. And if we can go take some of those coyotes out, we're helping everybody.
I'm on him.
He's just a big old coyote. I mean, he's just furred up as pretty a California coyote as I've ever seen. Look at the hair on his hackles, and I mean, that's just amazing. And look, he's got a broke canine. I mean, these dogs in California are living a long time. The black tip is just a classic coyote feature. This is what they used in garments when they make cuffs and collars on coats. That's what they use, is this big, 3 or 4 inch section down the back, and this guard hair is what they really look for. But he's beautiful. He goes from a white to a brown to a black to a white, and then black tips out on the end. He's as pretty a California coyote as I've ever seen, Garv.
He's a big dog.
California, man.
Let's keep rolling.
Thanks for being here.
I don't feel like it's a job. It's actually very satisfying when someone does call, because it gives me one more spot to hunt.
The first time Garvin invited me down here, I thought, no way. We're not going to be sitting up in these rows. I could not believe the number of coyotes in these vineyards. It's insane.
Last stand of the night. Let's go do this. It's right there going to the edge. Did you get him?
Got him.
Yes.
He about ran me over, and it happened so fast. Then he ducks back into the dang grapes, and I couldn't shoot at him, so I hit pup distress, and he runs out in the road. Couldn't believe it. He come right here. I bet you there's tracks right here, 20 yards. And then I see him run, and then you start lip kissing, and I hit that pup distress. He runs. I can see him running through the grapes right back out into the road.
Well, that's why I was lip kissing, so you'd, hit it.
Big female. Wow. Look at how old she is. She's missing teeth. Look at that.
Well, that is an old one.
Chipped tooth.
No bottom ones at all.
Look, the bottom canines are completely broke off. This is a big, old, mature coyote. This coyote is 5-6 years old right here. Last stand of the day, snow geese flying. California dreaming right here. I love it. Let's do it again, partner. Right here in Cali. All right.